What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. I don't want to waste your time, so we're going to jump right back in. Sometimes I talk too fast. I don't normally talk like this, but I want to get a lot of information in every episode for you so that you get value. We're going to talk about materials and inventory. If you're new first, and when I say new, I mean like this your first year, or you're like maybe even year 3 or 4 in, and you're trying to learn new techniques, new things that you can do, new ways to operate. Managing inventory, materials is important. I'm going to give you an example based on what we did. We just started a new Christmas light installation business last year. Last year was our first year back in it. If you watched any other episodes, you know that I sold a company 5 years ago. We just got back into it and excited to get back into it. I forgot how much I missed it. It's an awesome business, and I absolutely love every minute of the hustle and bustle and the grind because we provide joy to people. We get to see those looks in their eyes and in their kids' eyes the first time that they've ever had Christmas lights on their house, and how magical that moment is, and you get to feel the nostalgia. But if you're just starting out and you don't have any money, which is normal, so this is how we operated last year for 2 reasons. Number 1, I didn't want to take money from over here, one of my other businesses accounts, and put it into here to start this business. I wanted to start our business just like you may be starting your business, to go through the pitfalls, to go through the problems, to go through developing systems in order to work. So this is what we did. My first order, I didn't have enough commitments yet to put cash, to pay for my inventory materials with cash, with my money, with a check or a debit card. So I put my first order, which is $3,000 or $4,000, on my credit card. Ordered that that was projecting what I was going to do for the next couple weeks. So got those orders in, held on to them in inventory, and the thing that I really had to pay attention to was my inventory levels. I worked out of my shop here. I had all the inventory on the shop shelf, and then some of it actually in the trailers, organized neatly, knowing where everything is. But every 3 days or so, I would come down here before my guys started, as we started doing installs, right? I would come down here, and this sped up as the season went going. So maybe as we started, it was like once every 5 days. I would inventory everything. I actually trained my 13-year-old how to inventory, and I'd send him down here on Saturdays and some early Wednesdays sometime to check inventory. Because what we didn't want to happen was to run out of inventory when we had installs to do. But as we placed that first order, and as it started to run out, we were starting to collect. We were collecting deposits for new jobs. That's one thing that I would really encourage you to do, is build up trust. Make sure that you're emphasizing that you're trustworthy, and get deposits from people. It's a pretty normal thing in a service business to get deposits. So if you're scared of doing that, that's more psychologically on you than your customer. So just figure out a way to get over it and project confidence when you're selling that and you're asking for a deposit. And if you feel normal about it, if you make it feel normal for the client, they will feel normal about it. They're going to match your energy on that. So as we're rolling in the season, we would inventory and project. Okay, this is how much inventory we have left. I would go through, it took some time, but I would go through every job, and this is where Jobber's good. There's a link in the description if you want to sign up. This is where Jobber's good. You can look back, okay, if you sell your jobs by footages, which you should, just don't show that to the customer, the footages, just give them the price so you can delete those lines on there of the quantity. Then you'll know, okay, I've got this many roof lights in warm white, this many roof lights in red, this many roof lights in red and warm white, and you're breaking that all down for inventory, right? So now I know, okay, I'm looking at what jobs I have for the rest of this week. Okay, we're good on inventory, but what jobs do we have next week? And so now I'm going to order where we're lacking to get through the next week. The reason that I did that is because, again, I wanted to put myself in y'all's shoes. If you're ordering from an online company like Lawn and Light, then you'll have projections and you won't be spending unnecessary money. cash flow is king. You want to see that cash flow. You want to see those profits building up. And you don't want to, I didn't want to place an order for $20,000 or $30,000 at the beginning of the year. I think we ended up spending about 30 or 35 total, but it was all staggered through the season when we had the money, except that first order. So you have to really stay on top of that. Now, if you're ordering from a local supplier, you don't necessarily have to stay as on top of that as we were, because of shipping times. Shipping times may take 3 days to get the product to you. That's why you want to stay on top of it. But when you get deposits from people, you can tell them, hey, it's going to be, if today's Tuesday, we're going to get to your job next Friday. I got you on the schedule. When they give you a deposit, that's when you put them on your calendar. Not when they say, yeah, I think I want to do it. You don't put them on, and you tell them, when we get a deposit, that's when you go on the calendar. So the sooner we can get money from you, the sooner we can get you on the calendar. And the way it worked out for us last year is that there was times it was like, as you're getting close to the season ending, and say it's December 1st and somebody wants Christmas lights, they're not going to want to pay you if you can't get to their job like until December 18th. That's 7 days until Christmas. So you're trying to, at that point when you get to December 1st, you're trying to get a job, get a deposit, and get to it as soon as humanly possible. So, calendar and scheduling is an issue, and inventory can be an issue. But if you manage it correctly, you're going to be fine. That's where prep comes in. Now, you don't want your guys, or you don't want to be getting on a roof at 7 o'clock in the morning anyways. So if you're a hustler and you're getting up and you're prepping and planning and working your business, you're getting up at 7, have your guys show up at 8:45 or 9 or 8:30. Roofs are wet, at least they are around here, up until about 9 o'clock anyways. And you don't want your guys on a roof, or you don't need to be on a roof earlier than until the roof actually dries out. Does that make sense? Start lean. The main thing I'm getting at is starting lean. Starting lean. Don't overcommit yourself. Learn how to sell first. Learn how to meet with customers. Learn how to deliver on promises. Learn how to follow through. Learn how to answer the phone. Like, all those things are just as important as going out and selling 100 jobs. If you went and sold, if you've never done this before, and say you're the best salesman in the world, this is possible, and you went and sold 100 jobs, it may be hard for you to acclimate quickly. One of the earlier episodes we talked about, do your parents' house, do your house, take them down, do it again, go do a neighbor's house. In August or September, it's going to be hot, but you're going to learn. If you're out there doing it in the heat, you're going to figure out ways to do it quicker and to not spend all day out there doing lights. Your first 200-foot job that you've ever done may take you a day. If you're doing it by yourself, it might take you a day. And if you take it down and redo it, you might shave 30% off that. And then every job that you do, you're going to get to a point to where you can do these things very efficiently. And when you learn it, now you can teach it. Create the techniques, create the training, and then teach it to somebody else so that you can get out there and get the selling. But remember to keep up with your inventory. That's it for this one. On the next one, we're going to talk about when to hire people, when you need help, and also probably when to wait. So join us back here for that episode. Thanks for being here. Love God, love others, and let your work reflect that. We'll catch you on the next one.